It's working.
It's on.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, because he's not busy doing hot girl shit. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
No, I was doing hot guy shit yesterday, or ugly girl shit. I was playing softball yesterday.
That's not nice. There were some decent looking pieces back in the day.
Yeah, we're now all in our 40s. It's just, they all look like me.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. We have a ton of episodes. We've been having a lot of fun. We appreciate everybody that goes out of their way to tell somebody to watch these episodes, to recommend it to a friend, because the next time you go and get a dirty water dog, make sure you turn to that person and say, hey, I got a great podcast for you.
What
because
you call Shelby? A dirty water dog?
We like when people love us, but we love when people hate us.
We sure do. And what's with you?
I'm here. I was just waiting to see where you were going with this.
I went nowhere. I gave it a Shelby joke. Oh, the whole mishpuch is here. Samantha, Shelby.
I love
Where's
it.
Mom?
I love it. I love that she's busy doing hot girl shit.
Exactly. Anywhere better to be. Maj.
It's a great episode planned for tonight. But before we get into it, Zach, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
From the back of the Trunk Brewery. Shout out Jason Bliss, who's now in Louisville. He has alcohol in his trunk all the time. He's usually got
He's a distributor, okay? You're making it like he's a drunk.
Yeah. He usually has like a nip of Fireball like in his sleeve. It comes out like Assassin's Creed. He's got the booze for days. So I had one of these last night from The Finish. Long drink. I stole this when he wasn't looking. Legend of 1952. It is it's gin with grapefruit and juniper berry flavors. It is no calories, and you could have 1,000 of them. And not for nothing, I've got the Coos to boot.
Coos?
Yeah, exactly.
Zach, did you ever see when Julie and I were making all those taste testing videos, which sadly the Filipino one has 10 times more views than any of our content we've ever put out?
I think I did.
When we did she gave me one of those, and I am anti-gin, anti-juniper, and even more anti-Finnish people. And it's fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good. It goes out easy. Now, I don't like koozies, because if you need this thing, drink your beer faster. Ridiculous.
Couldn't agree more. Love it.
You need this stupid. I've got thousands of them, because I just get them, and I never use them other than for this fine program, just for shock value. Now Ron Katz told us to hold his man card because he's out Bushmills. This guy's. And what's with his side piece? Who is she?
I don't know, but he recommended her to watch the show. Shout out if she's watching. We love new people. And remember, she gets a dirty water dog. She's got to tell somebody.
Is she in a throuple with him and Spicy Rita? You never know. Oh, Marlene is here. She's done with her hot girl shit.
I didn't know that I was going to stay at the Lone River Brewery, but I am having another Ranch Rita, margarita style, this time blood orange, because I didn't get one of those at the birthday party. So these things cost money every time I get them. So I figured if I've never had it, because that's my goal to try something, release the Kraken. L'chaim, Bushmills, all day.
Bushmills up top. Friend from high school, huh?
You'd be surprised. Ron Katz would tell me stories. For the nerd lighting guy that he was, he did work.
He slayed?
He did the work.
It's good in a few light bulbs.
Zach, before we get into the title of today's episode, I gotta be honest. You know, this week should not have snuck up on me, but I've been battling something, including my wife, including everything at work. It has been brutal. She wife's. Wife's gonna wife.
Wife's gonna wife, yeah.
Although, when we get to Whatcha Watchin, she had a dynamite drop this week that it might be the first time I've ever stolen one of her jokes, and it gets a laugh every time.
Really?
So, have you been following in the news everything that's been going on with Airbnbs?
No.
Okay. Apparently now, because Airbnbs have been going on for at least 10 years, really, if not longer. Lord knows you only stay in 5-star hotels. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb?
Yes. In Paris, we stayed in one, and we'll be staying in one in Gava that looks like a house from like a reality show. But yes, those are the two I've ever stayed in. And I suppose that fiasco for your bachelor party was an Airbnb. I stayed in that thing.
I think it was a Verbo. I think you're good still for that. Would it put it past you to know that since the dawning of Airbnbs, and now it's finally coming to light, that people who own the houses have been setting up mini cameras and recording people doing stuff in their homes?
No, they should.
I also
They're home.
don't have the biggest problem with this story as much as what did you think people like if you're in my house and Lord knows what I do in hotel rooms, I am minding my P's and Q's when I'm at an Airbnb. I'm
What do
not
you
doing
do in
anything.
hotel rooms? You watch like How to Win at Blackjack on the thing. Like you don't do it. The arrogance to think that you're having wild hotel sex. You're a fucking
I'm
kid.
not saying I do anything crazy. I'm just telling you there's definitely times in a hotel room when I have a loogie and I'm like, well, the bathroom's over there and the carpet's right there.
I have peed in the corner of a hotel room.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
But
I use all the towels. Like
You're not doing
if
that.
they exist, I'm using all of them for each shower.
I use the hand towels in the shower as if they're disposable. Like I just roll them up and put them in the corner because it means nothing to me. That's at a hotel.
I can slide down. Animals.
Do you treat an Airbnb the same way? Because I don't.
I got yelled at a Verbo for throwing some beer can in the corner by you and Rose and Penis. I think
because we had to clean it up, man. Like we can't leave anything like that.
I don't clean.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, like you have to do either clean or get out. I choose door number 2. I get out. Oh, you give me choice. I leave.
Well, nowadays, and I don't know if this says too much about me, but if you are willing to record me at an Airbnb and show the way I Airbnb, I don't know if I really care. Like it's
so like what would they have seen at that bachelor party? Everybody lose at blackjack? That would have been the highlight. Yeah, just dead man playing cards.
I don't think
getting gobbled up by a sofa.
I just know that everybody's like, oh, I've been caught, having sex and doing this. Like, if you want my naked ass on your screen, I do not think I couldn't be blackmailed by it. I don't think there's anything in this world I've ever done at this point, which maybe it's just out of maturity or immaturity. I just don't care.
As long as it doesn't get me fired or Zoe doesn't see it, because, like, why does she want to see that crap? As long as it doesn't get me fired or her friends don't see it, there's truly nothing else I give a shit about. That's the prerequisite. Where's Jenna going? Nowhere.
It's just crazy that nowadays they're starting to crack down on this, and the first call isn't to the police. It's more the consequences right now are you will be banned as an Airbnb host if you are caught recording people. I'm like, that's the penalty? That is right. So
then your OnlyFans page goes down too.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something.
I got one too from that.
Ooh, okay. Well, are you feeling quirky? Let's eat some jerky.
Out of the gate, I don't know if it's.
I told you it was a bad week.
God. Okay. Well, first, Megan Trainor and I guess husband Daryl Sabara. You know what? Well, she's the all about that bass chick. Great. Yeah. They have dueling toilets. They have 2 toilets in the same bathroom. There it is.
I lost it. But
shit to get. That's disgusting.
No.
You and Julia ever play battle shits that close? Like knee touching battle shits?
No. To the point that when Julia still looks at her Zillow porn, she showed me something the other day, and she goes, "Do you see the toilet?" You don't know Zillow porn? It was SNL bit.
I know what it is.
Women just sit around there and they're like, "Oh my god, look at the bathrooms." It's better than anything else on the hub, and she shows me one the other day where you go into the bathroom and the toilet is in its own room. I almost put a bid in right there. Like,
I've seen those.
Those are great.
They're great, but I feel a little caged in the room. I like to be able to, my knees touch the wall. I don't love that.
All I'm saying is I'm in the bathroom with the door locked. I'm then in the mini bathroom with the door open. Right. I feel like I have much more space separating me than just one little tiny door.
I feel like I've got less. I wouldn't mind having a toilet right in the middle and I could just, stretch my shit out.
Zach, when we went to China, our hotel room, it was a wall that was see-through. I was almost just like, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next couple of days, but there was a curtain that wrapped around. It was just a see-through thing. I was like, I can't do this. There's no way.
Yeah. And Samantha, you're not supposed to call them master anymore. It's primary. It's a whole woke thing. Yeah. So look who's all slavey now.
Ooh,
Samantha is.
Thing later. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's that. So I don't know when this went big in the 90s, but it's back apparently. New Jersey man, could be you, sues Dunkin' Donuts, could be you, for burning himself because the coffee is too hot. The same thing that McDonald's did in the 90s. It's back.
Yeah, I remember that from back in the day.
Yeah, well, now it's back. We've come full circle. Ridiculous.
But as to quote one of my friends that works in insurance, you have to prove damages. Like, you legit have to hurt yourself. You can't just be like, my leg.
So, did you watch the hot dog eating contest? All right. I watched a little bit of it because nothing else was on. The most impressive part was the entry, because it's not just hot dogs. It's a whole federation. It's a whole thing. Do you know who George, let me get this right, Chiger, not Chiger, but Chiger, 45, do you know what he's the world record for eating?
Oysters.
That would be great. He's
That's
the world record holder for spray cheese in a can. He ate two 8-ounce cans in 59 seconds. That's the record.
Say you wouldn't try. How many could you do? One, at least one, right?
Maybe one, but I would be so gross. But like, why is that a contest? Why? God bless America. That's why the terrorists hate us.
But was it the woman that did very well? Is it somebody's doing very not good as far as health since the hot dog contest? I think it was the chick.
I suppose. Speaking of Mickey Sudo, Nick Werhe, husband of said Nicky Sudo, accused of cheating to join the elite class of competitive eaters. This sport is just going off the walls. The people would cheat just to get into it, like taking more hot dogs. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But look at this fucking guy. This guy's cheating. He looks like Sloth with a mohawk.
Very good.
Oh God, all of it. This made me happy for several reasons.
Okay.
Guy had an absolute cannon. Former baseball player outfielder Raul Mondesi. You remember him?
Oh, I heard that
what
story.
A cannon. Sentenced to 6 years in jail for the Dominican Republic for corruption. And he was fined $507,000. He is the mayor of San Cristobal. Wherever the hell that is, that's the most amazing part. Raul Mondesi, mayor. I didn't vote for him. It's amazing.
Manny Pacquiao was the president or close to it.
Senators. Yeah, but he was a real thing. This is Raul Mondesi. Manny Pacquiao was the biggest thing in the world. This guy was a...
Did you know he was Alberto Mondesi's father? Because I was like, probably, but I didn't know that off.
I did know that.
You knew it. Okay.
Yeah, he's probably got a lot of other kids in San Cristobal, too, who aren't as good. This guy must be quite the coxman. But yeah, I had no idea he was a mayor, so good for him. Now he's going to jail. He'll be out in a weekend. Anything to do with an airport or an airplane foible or any of these things, you got me. Right. Yoga teacher stuck in Thailand, barred from flight due to passport issue, just praying I can get back. Do you know what the issue was? A tiny rip in her passport. They're keeping her there.
They just didn't want her.
I mean, they
don't want her to leave.
They don't want her to leave either.
I remember say I thought she was pretty cute. I saw that picture.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. They don't show they do show the passport. I don't even see the rip. It's a tiny little thing right there. Good luck. She looks much better in person than on her passport picture. So there's giant Lego theft ring busted in Oregon with roughly $200,000 in stolen Legos. So we got Milo for his birthday.
There's something wrong.
All kinds of stupid shit.
Why are Legos worth that much money?
There's a whole ton of them. But like, I hate Legos and like $400 for the Death Star. I don't like having to build from a set. I'd rather just 4,000 regular loose Legos, like your sister sells.
I was gonna say I know somebody who's selling some.
Yeah, she also sells a bath mat for $5. And I'm in the market for a used bath mat. That's it. You just kill me. But shoot me, get Kevorkian. But nevertheless, I don't like that they foist the job of builder onto the consumer. They should cost less because I got to do their job for them.
So you'd rather have a Lego all put together?
I'd rather have the Death Star. Or just give me a shit ton of things and let me make a spaceship. Here it is. It's a star. Having to, them to do it for me.
Them.
There's not a ton of them yet. Not a ton of detail on this one, but snakes on a plane, more like eels at the airport. A skin-crawling video from Vancouver International Airport shows more than 24 eels slithering around the tarmac. Just all over the place.
You want to know something real contradictory? I can't even talk about snakes. I'm so afraid. Eel on sushi.
It's okay.
Mwah. Oh, the eel sauce is great. It's all sugar.
Couple arrested after X-rated margarita stunt in a restaurant goes viral, and they accidentally called the cops on themselves. So a Georgia couple were filmed engaging in an explicit act with a margarita inside a Mexican restaurant and were later arrested after the wife complained to the cops about the X-rated video spread online, according to the report. There he is, pouring a margarita on her ass in a Mexican restaurant.
Is that frowned upon? I thought anything goes.
What?
I thought anything goes in a restaurant. Just there's a couple rules.
In Georgia, probably. So here's my favorite. Poor girl. I really feel bad for her. It's a tough life. I owed $400,000 in taxes for my OnlyFans. Quote, it feels like punishment. Was that your thing?
Number 2 on my Pishadoo list, and her name is Annie Knight. And I was going to extend this to anybody who complains about paying taxes. It means you made a fuck ton of money.
She made $1 million.
More. It was like $100K a month. She had to
right.
show
she made like 1.2, 1.3.
And then I'm doing the math on that. Like that's
about
actually
right.
30%. She's doing pretty good.
Right.
She should.
So like,
she's writing off all that lube. Like, what's going on?
She made more in a month than almost every American makes in a year.
Yeah.
Like, how many people make 6 figures in this country a year?
Do you know the national average? It's like 65K. It's
no,
so
it's less for a person. Like 40. It's insane.
40K.
So like, I can't stand her, but she's hot, so that's okay. Oh, and one more. Emma Raducanu. You know about her? The tennis player? What?
No. Tennis is for losers. I don't watch
Great. She's cute, actually. She's from England. She's doing pretty well. This is Andy Murray's farewell Wimbledon. So he lost in singles because he's old. He lost in doubles. He was playing mixed doubles with her. It was the last chance to tip his hat to the crowd, maybe do something, in a scene right out of French, what is it? Forget Paris. So let me be the first to say farewell, because she decided she couldn't play that day because her wrist hurt. So they forfeited. He didn't even get to do his thing. He didn't get to do the speech. He didn't get to thank the crowd. She couldn't play. She played the next day in singles by herself. She's the worst.
So I was watching tennis today.
Go out there, lefty, and get smoked. Who cares? Let him have his moment.
Here's something that I think is absolute bullshit in these big tournaments. When you're moving on in this, because Djokovic is getting a bye from the quarters to the semis or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Why not just take the person who lost in the previous match and they should be able to go? Like, I think there's nothing wrong with that, where if you and I play and you beat me and then you're supposed to play but you can't go, the next person getting a bye is so unfair to the rest of the field.
He's rested. He's good to go.
He should get the chance to, after losing, to go ahead and make a run. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. Or make you meet the next guy twice.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about that, but I did know that was a rule. I had a patient today who I was struggling to get through my allotted time, and she loved tennis, and I was asking all the questions. I watched some Italian beat an American guy. I was like, all right, great. It was like Moriarty.
Exactly. But, she screwed him because she didn't want to play that day. He had a whole thing planned, like a whole goodbye. I can't stand that. Go play lefty. Go fake an injury midway through, but get him out, trot him out there, wheel him out.
So he can do the. Oh, by the way, another thing, that big pet peeve of mine, when they do the clap to the crowd.
I don't like that.
That's so stupid. They might as well.
Yeah, the tennis balls they sign and whack. They should write "Go fuck yourself" on one and hit it at the crowd. Like something nonsensical. Or just write their phone number.
Great.
Here's my call for a good time call. You hit it to the 35th row. Yeah.
Everybody in the crowd just looks like a douchebag.
Right. They look like assholes. But they only show the douchebag ones. You see some guy in Queens in the 400th row, he looks like some asshole from Queens. A fat guy watching tennis.
Although, my biggest contradiction that I ever make in my life is you can't pay me to sit and watch tennis. To go play, I could do it all day. I love playing tennis. It's so much fun.
Playing. I haven't played in forever, and I played for one of the charity thing for Jenna's or Zoe's school. The backhand came back really quickly. So did my serve. The forehand, I didn't know I was this strong because I was hitting it like a mile. Like I was a home run derby. I was an asshole.
No, you have because if you don't put topspin on your forehand, everyone's gonna go over the fence.
Yeah, I was like Hanks in Bachelor Party. Only Rob Katz gets that reference, but he was just cracking them out. I looked like an idiot out there. My partner fell down. This Greek girl from.
You look like an idiot most days, though.
Yeah, but at least an idiot who's putting the ball with a net. We weren't very good. We lost to some, little hot thing with her fake cheat and her Ferrari gloves or something like that. She clearly is taking lessons and stooping this tennis. She's definitely stooping every tennis instructor in Jersey.
Did she at least have hearing aids or something?
No.
It was for Jenna's thing, you said.
No, it was for Zoe's school. It was some parents' thing. Jenna had to organize
they need a fundraiser like I need, another podcast.
No, yeah, they didn't actually charge. I think but nevertheless, Pickleball's tough on the knees, Ron. So,
Hey, Zach, what you watching?
so we started owning Manhattan. It's difficult. I know some of those people, so it's difficult for me to watch a show like I've hung out with some of these people. We started. I'm going to get through it because it's work assignment for me essentially. We finished The Bear.
Oh, I'm not there yet, but I think we're like 6 or 7 episodes in.
It doesn't get much better until the last one. Then they finally shut up in Bear.
If that's season 1, the show's canceled.
After 2 episodes, there's a teen episode that's good, and then
we just finished
that
the teen
one's
episode.
nice.
Yeah,
and then
nice.
at the end, the last one, as you say, show up in Dragon. They finally show up in Bear, like the final episode they do, but it takes them forever to get there. We finished Clipped. They delivered what it promised. And Hot D. This episode they dragoned.
So they dragoned a lot. Are you ready? So we're sitting there and watching, and when I'm not spoiling anything, but we all knew there was going to be a dragon fight this week. At least I pretty much did. When the king shows up and he flies in, acting all ridiculous, Julia, in so many words, goes, "What's he doing? He's drinking and dragoning? That's not a good idea." Zach,
that was her line.
Drinking and then the next day I walk around and I go, did you guys watch Hot D? And people go, yeah. I go, never drink and dragon. Make that into a T-shirt.
You've got to send that to Mallory Rubin, the Queen of all Dragons. You've got to send it to Mal. Come on.
She kind of bothers me even as an Orioles fan. She's a little.
She should check, other than being cute, she should check all of your boxes. Maryland, Jewish, Orioles, Dragons.
Catwoman. Big Catwoman. She's a cat lady.
Check. Check to the razor. And she's delightful.
I don't know how many people have ever listened to our podcast and never seen a clip. And I don't know if you've ever done this, but the Ringerverse and Mallory and Joanna Robinson and all them, they've started making more YouTube content, and there's not a lot of people that subscribe. I started watching some of the YouTubes. I never knew what any of these people look like. It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever gone and looked and seen what any of them look like?
Yeah, they're terrible. I Google all of them. Then I hit nude and see if they got nudes out there. I don't know. Just to see what's working. Oh, wow, Samantha went to high school with her. Is she cool? Were you cool? No.
She went to Franklin? Get out of here.
There we go. Now we're on a topic.
Oh, I thought she was a Pikesville girl with that accent, but good for her.
What is Shelby with her accent?
Shelby's all over the place, especially now because she's in Philly. It's
a lot of accent, a lot of Ann. And he's
actually
down. He's looking like an Adonis. I
got news for you. You and I are going to catch up to him at some point, and we might need to. I hope he tortures us, just relentlessly.
I hope he puts it back on in 2 seconds. He's on the Mount Jaro. He's Ozempicing.
So, what am I watching, you say?
Sure,
great question. The only thing other than the typical stuff that we're doing is Julie and I started on Apple the Jake Gyllenhaal Presumed Innocent, which is based
on my
off
list.
of
I got to do it next. Is it good?
It's not the night of, but it'll get you there. The problem is I can't tell if I'm enjoying it or just watching to find out what happens. So it's just so hard to not have that ruined for you. But it's good enough. Like Sarsgaard is so good at playing
Our COO is all about it. She's been recommending it for weeks.
It's not that good, but you'll get through it. It's very watchable. So we've been absolutely loving that right now.
He's a nice Jewish boy.
Is he?
Yeah, you can double check him or take my word for it.
Wait a minute. What's that last name? That can't be real, right? Is it Gyllenhaal Witz?
Probably, or it was butchered at Ellis Island, which is another great job. Name guy at Ellis Island.
I was at a party one time, and Batman Begins, one of the Batmans that Maggie Gyllenhaal is in, some random girl there. Like, I always thought Maggie Gyllenhaal was, cute. There was a girl there that I thought looked just like her. And this girl, out of nowhere, turns and goes, ugh, Maggie Gyllenhaal's so disgusting. And it was so hard for me to not say, it's like looking in a mirror, the two of you. It was so weird.
I think Maggie Gyllenhaal's a poor man's, what's her name? It's going to make me nuts.
Jenna Elias?
Not Jenna Elias, fine. Selma Blair, who checks a lot of my boxes. Also a J. I don't know, man. She does it for me.
Zach, I have a great Hippanonymous that happened today.
Ooh,
it's a shame that this family is. We have in New Jersey a lot of rich Italian families where
you think
they're not the smartest people, but I think you and I.
The Sopranos.
No, but like there's just so many people that have money in Staten Island, and then when they leave, they just buy McMansions in New Jersey. And I don't always equate them to being the most educated or higher, but when you see their homes and you meet them, you find out what you're doing. I'm at a patient's house today, and there's a young girl there, and she's 24. She's really sweet, and the mom's there, and I'm treating the grandmother doesn't know what fucking day it is. And next thing you know, the mom is talking about how the girl is getting ready to go back to law school. And I said, oh, that's going to be great. What are you going to do? And the mom jumped and said, she's going to make partner. She's going to do this. And I looked her in the eye. And I said, listen, sweetie, I'm 15 years older than you. Don't make partner. Get a job where you have normal hours. You can enjoy your family. And she goes, no, I want to make partner so I can live the life I'm used to. And I said, well, and then your husband cheats on you. What are you going to do because you're never home? And she says the line, I don't know if it's original. She says, and I quote, I'd rather cry in a Bentley than laugh in a Prius. And
wow.
Zach, I just sat there and I kind of was like, at least you know what you want. But
I'd rather laugh in the Prius.
I also was trying to be like, I feel bad talking.
My advice to college kids, laugh more or like have fun. She's not going to have fun. She's just going to think she had fun because someone told her that's what is fun once. Like, oh, go to a fancy party in a fucking Prius. Nobody has fun at those things. You know, you have fun face down in a goddamn bar and then you dragging home. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's weird because I have these patients and kids that I talk to, and I just feel so bad trying to be like, listen, I may seem cool, and they look at me like, no, you're not. You're 40 years old. You're so old about stuff. And I just say, like, listen, life is going to go quick. And, you know, when we were in York for my cousin's bat mitzvah, somehow Julia and I got in a conversation with my 8-year-old nephew, Bryson, and we just started picking his brain about every little thing in the world. And pretty much, it was great because he's 8, so every answer he had was basically his life. We're like, hey, when you get older, where are you going to go on vacation? He goes, probably going to do like a cruise every year, or maybe go to Ocean City and get a condo because that's his life.
Sounds horrible.
We just keep going and
going. He's selling bath mats on the interweb.
You're such an ass. So finally, Julia goes, so what type of girl do you think you're going to marry? And an 8-year-old kid looks it up and
Asian.
He goes, an honest one. And it was the most sweet, heartfelt thing ever. And all I want to do is go to this other dumb girl and be like, you're an idiot. If you think, she goes, if I'm not a partner, I'm going to marry rich. And it's so hard. Granted, I'm not Zach Elias. I just want to say, like, money isn't everything, sweetheart. Like, live your life. Have your fun. Drink and dragon. That's what you want to do.
None of them are honest. So go figure it out.
Oh, I said that flat out. I was like, guys are horrible and women are worse. So
none of them are honest. And the ones who are, meh.
Again, it was a little, I'd rather laugh with the sinners than die with the saints for me.
But I was like, what a reference.
Well, Zach, I've been sitting on this all day. Like, what do you think I do for a living?
I don't know.
So, Pishadoo of the week. I have 11 candidates that are not very good. Let's get into it. Candidate number 1, NASCAR invented a electric vehicle, and they're talking about maybe doing electric vehicle NASCAR races, and I have 2 big problems.
I hope it rains.
I had to Google I had to Google the Daytona 500 because I said, there's no way that an electric car is going to go 500 laps. Turns out it's 500 miles, and the laps are 2.5 miles each. That being said, no electric vehicle is going to make the Daytona 500. More importantly, what do you think it's going to sound like at one of those races? But a ding, 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 dong, ding, dong, ding. Like, the whole point is the vroom, vroom. Doesn't this seem like the stupidest pivot ever?
I don't like it. Maybe one event, like if you want to do like a Phoenix Open for NASCAR with an electric, where everyone's just rowdy and throwing cans at the electric cars, fine. But
here's my pivot. If they do some type of Chinese fire drill because when your one car dies and then they have to all jump into a new one, now I might be back in.
Because that's like the Indian racing. When they jump onto the other horse in Yellowstone.
Yeah! Or at some point, everybody has to pull over and charge their car and decide how much battery do you want to put in for the amount of laps that you think is ready. Because if somebody with an electric car, that shit runs out a lot quicker than you think it's going to.
And you're just done. You can't run on fumes. It's done.
Exactly. Candidate number 2 was the OnlyFans tax bill. Candidate number 3 is a write-in.
We both found her.
Well, I think we read the same crap, dude. Like, our mentees are totally synced up. Yeah, well. A write-in from our number 1 most loyal fan. Hey, Zach, do you remember when we met up with Ron and Spicy Rita? We got Mexican. Your calf hurt you. I rubbed it. The waitress comes over and says, hey, can you place an order? You said, can I mix and match the tacos? And they gave you all the shit.
Yeah.
Well, Ron Katz went there last night as he got hammered on Negro Modelo's and then texted me, why is it this tonight? I'm all hopped up on the... And he was able to get a mix and match taco plate that night.
From her?
From the restaurant that we went to, and they gave you way too much crap.
I don't like it. So he's the Pishadoo or I am?
It's always you.
Okay.
All right. Ready for my non-binary joke?
Ooh.
How does a non-binary person kill people?
How? You come up with this on your own?
They slash them.
Don't
non-binary slash. Okay. So, rule number 1. If you have to explain the joke, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
Rule number 2. This was going around on a chain of mine, and I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And 3 people are like, no, it's a funny joke. It's just better if you say it verbally. It's so hard. Granted, I'm not a professional comedian by any stretch.
Call them out.
The Chicago Seth. Like, it was terrible.
Call someone else out.
Frozen penis.
Stinks. Next.
Alrighty. Saw this online. One of my long time ago friends put on his Facebook that his wife's nephew was turning 16, and he put the kid's Venmo and said, hey, everybody send him $16 in celebration of his 16th birthday. Is this just some type of online begging? Like, isn't it a little pathetic to ask for money even for somebody?
Yeah. So, like, when your kid turns 1 and the email says in lieu of gifts, send money, but some people don't read the email, so they buy them a lawnmower. But still, send money. You did the same thing. You shook down Beth.
No, I invited people to a party that cost me a lot more money than your stupid lawnmower gift was ever worth. Yeah. We just have too many toys because we get all of Shelby and Ann's hand-me-downs that we don't need so many toys, and college is really important, and we don't have generational wealth in our family.
Why don't you have Shelby and Ann pay for that shit, too?
They give us a very nice gift. It was good. But have you ever seen anybody ask for money like this online? I thought it was really pathetic, like really bad.
Why say go for high at that point?
Well,
if you're in for a dime, in for a high.
They're not Jewish, in case you didn't pick up on that.
There you go. You know how you kill someone, now a non-binary person kills someone? They tell you everything you need to know about being non-binary until you fucking kill yourself. That's how it's done.
I almost got this really wrong. Did you see the Chicago pitcher that punched the wall and broke his hand and is now out for a very long time?
No, but I love it.
Bad news. He punched with his non-throwing hand, which my first thing was, who the hell punches the wall with your non-throwing hand?
Every pitcher in the world who's seen Bull Durham. They talk about this. When you get into a fight with a bar or a drunk, you don't use your pitching hand. Crash Davis will tell you that.
That being said, why are you ever, just take a bat and break the Gatorade thing. Why would you ever punch a concrete wall?
I don't know. It's the moneymaker. Your hands are your livelihood. But Crash will tell you that you don't hit someone. You don't hit a drunk with your pitching hand.
I know a chiropractor that has his hands insured.
He sucks.
This past weekend, I went to see
insured
a patient.
For how much?
A couple $100K, I think.
So what does that mean? If he breaks his hand, he gets $100K?
I think so. I don't really.
If he punches a wall, he gets paid.
We'll see if he punches anything next week. Zach, I went and saw a patient last week. She's 60 years old, tall, skinny little thing, very sweet lady, never married, no kids. She had a hip replacement, and we're sitting there talking, and next thing she mentions, she has a boyfriend, and I'm like, oh, very nice. She goes, he has been such a doll to me that because when you have a hip replacement, there's a little inside baseball for you, you are not allowed to bend over because you could dislocate the hip for the first 6 to 8 weeks. Just FYI.
I would have exploded with the joke.
So meanwhile, she says how nice her boyfriend has been, that since her surgery, he's been hand washing her feet. And I just thought, there is next to nothing in this world that would make me wash Julia's feet. I just put him in the bath. I'll just squirt him with the hose. That's not happening.
Put the little fish to go eat them, like in Europe.
We did that.
It's so nasty. You did that?
Nah. Yeah, we did it in Greece. It was fun. It was ticklish. I liked it.
Ew. They eat so many nasty feet before yours.
I got news for you. I have hobbit feet. They don't want to eat the fish after me. Those fish were they were just vomiting. We can't do this anymore. This is terrible.
And to answer your question, Ron Katz, I guess my heart, because when I die, Zoe gets a check. So that's what I got insured. Somebody gets paid?
Hey, Zach, do you know who Kael Ware is?
No.
Yeah, he was a high draft pick for the Miami Heat, who now went on some podcast. And the big thing, especially in basketball, is the Mount Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He drafted by the Heat. He gave his Mount Rushmore. Ready?
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Anthony Edwards, and Bam Adebayo.
He's an idiot.
I don't need to have a LeBron Jordan debate, but you got to put one of them in there, right?
One of them, both, one Magic Bird. Any of these guys are good.
It's such a weird thing because he's clearly kissing Bam's ass because he's going to go play with him. But to put Anthony Edwards, I don't get it.
In one good year.
Just barely.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
One good movie.
Mm-hmm. Hey-oh.
Staying in NASCAR, did you see that Hooters was a sponsor for some team, Hendricks Motorsports, and they were dropped for not paying their bill as a sponsor? As a sponsor, you have one job.
Yeah,
we put your name on the thing. You give us money.
Yeah. Pretty dumb.
Hooters are going away. Hooters, yum. Like it's
Hooters and their girl. It's dumb. Monday family credo. I guess B-Dubs is taking over.
B-Dubs is not that good.
Why is there not a topless Hooters? Like, really go for it. Not a strip club, nothing dirty, just walking around topless and serving food. What's wrong with that?
Hey, Zach, want to start a bar?
Yeah. Now, the girls are all too woke to do it. You got to get some the hot tuba girls friend. Not her. She's too big now.
Raking it in right now.
Yeah, but not the friend. I want her the fallout.
Yeah, who is the friend from? Because there were two of them in the video, right?
She better become her manager or something. She's better, like, somehow get 10%. Something, her caddy. I don't know. Because this girl's making, beyond money.
Oh, she's doing well. Yeah, they put her down in Miami for like $30K. She wore a tag jersey. And
yeah. The buddy, who I'm sure is just as good with her skills, nothing. Wrong place, the wrong time.
Silver medal candidate. Did you hear Steve-O is getting fake tits?
What? I don't even know what that means.
So Steve-O, who is on Jackass,
who makes his living,
he's getting breast implants to be funny, to go around and I think dress up like a woman and play pranks on people.
That's insane.
Do you know what my biggest problem with this is? It's been done before. There was a guy who was like a legendary poker gambler or whatever. There's a book. It's called The Man with $100,000 Tits.
Doyle Brunson has $100,000 tits?
Doyle Brunson had $0,000 tits. But somebody bet him $100K, and then he went and said, if you pay for the surgery, and he did, and he kept them forever. He's just sitting at poker tables.
That's incredible.
It's been done. Maybe I'm the dummy. Like, how does somebody tell Steve-O, like, somebody's already done this before for a bet? You're not original. It's stupid.
I don't remember, John.
Sorry, John. I don't remember. But something that tickles my pickle. Do you remember we've talked about this back in the day, or maybe you brought it up on the talk, that kids are making these things called boozy sink drinks? Do you know what this is? You basically at an Airbnb or an Airbnp, if you will, because that's the real problem, is you plug the drain in the sink, you fill it with ice, and then it's just a bottle of this, a bottle of that, Sprite, anything you want. It turns into a jungle juice of sorts, and then you dip your cup in and you start drinking. Here's the problem. They're not cleaning out the sinks before they do this, and people are getting E. coli and salmonella from those who cook in it before. And I'll tell you, as somebody who cooks, my kitchen sinks are disgusting. Right before the cleaning women come here, there's all types of guts.
Women plural?
Yeah, we got zillions that come over.
Pretty good.
Nothing special. Only one of them talks English. Not great.
Talks English? Do you talk English?
Jack talked
Thai. Jack talked Thai. Exactly. You have multiple cleaning women. That's insane.
It's actually cheaper than you think in New Jersey.
It's gratuitous. How many do you need?
Goddamn Orioles. Can't stand them anymore. EV NASCAR, Annie Knight, tax bill, no taco mix and match for you, non-binary joke, which I thought stunk. It was hard for me. I wanted to do that for you so you didn't know I was saying it. Donate money on Venmo for this kid's 16th birthday. Pitchers punching wall. You have my patient's boyfriend washing her feet, which, don't get me wrong, I would have done it for fun, but not if we're in a relationship. Kael Ware.
That's what she looks like.
Mount Rushmore. Hooters fired from being a sponsor. Steve-O gets fake tatas, and boozy sink drink E. coli. Who is the Pishadoo of the week?
I think it's Steve-O. I don't like that. And the fact that it's been done is even worse.
Right?
It's dumb as could be, But not even original? That's bad.
Booze Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Tell a friend. We love all the extra attention. Zach, for the third time ever, there's going to be a live comedy event on Netflix. It is no other than Mr. Joe Rogan. You going to watch?
Probably. When is it?
August the 3rd.
Yeah, sure. Just let me know. Give me like a half hour's notice. Like it's on right now.
We'll do. We out.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.